What do you do when your loud neighbor won't stop blasting music at 3 a.m.? I live in a small apartment complex where the walls are basically paper. You sneeze in your bedroom and the guy next door will say, "Bless you." I don't mind the closeness most of the time. It's part of the charm. But then, Jake moved in. Jake was the kind of neighbor you pray you never get. Loud, arrogant, and absolutely convinced that everyone loved his taste in music. It wasn't terrible music, but it was loud enough to rattle my kitchen cabinets. And for some reason, his favorite time to blast it was between 2 and 4 a.m. The first night, I knocked on his door politely and asked him to turn it down. He smiled and said, "Yeah, no problem, bro." The music stayed low for exactly 2 nights before cranking back up again. By the 4th incident, I was tired, cranky, and desperate for sleep. I banged on the wall. He banged back. I yelled, "Some of us have work in the morning." He yelled back, "So do I." That was the moment I decided he was going to regret it. I waited until the weekend, when I knew Jake liked to sleep in. Saturday morning at 6 a.m., I rolled out my old set of speakers from the garage. These were not your average speakers. They were from my days as a wannabe DJ in college. I hooked them up to my laptop, found a playlist of heavy metal tracks that could wake the dead, and positioned the speakers against our shared wall. At exactly 6:01 a.m., I hit play. The first track was nothing but screaming guitars and a double bass drum pounding like a jackhammer. I cranked the volume all the way up. Within 30 seconds, I heard Jake groan. Then came the thud of him falling out of bed. He pounded on my door. I ignored him. He yelled for me to turn it down. I yelled back, "Some of us like to start our day early." I let the music run for 2 solid hours. At one point, I even added a bagpipe solo just to make sure he understood that this was personal. The next night, there was no music from Jake. Same for the night after that. A whole week passed in blissful silence. Then, on Friday, I saw him in the hallway. He looked tired, still a bit annoyed, but he just nodded at me. "You win," he said. "I'll keep it down." I smiled, said thanks, and went back to my apartment. I haven't had a problem since.